Alright, what's going on up here? Hi.
You saved the Clockwork City! As a
At one
friend
point?
to the living gods, help me! Kemelzi, Sothasil's sacred underground laboratory is under attack! It hasn't been disturbed since Sothasil studied with the dwarves there! Please, before it's overrun!
Slow down, what's going on exactly?
Kemelzi, where the magician himself studied among the dwarves, is under attack. The Painted Eye found Kemelzi despite all our secrecy. I left Nelfas Drathan to defend Sothasil's laboratory, since he's a clockwork apostle.
And who are the Painted Eye?
Mercenaries who steal magical items. Kemelzi holds dwarven technology and the magician's experiments. It's a banquet for their vile appetites. Please, talk to Nilfas Drathan and remove the Painted Eye from Kemelzi. The Tribunal will reward you.
I'll see what I can do about the Painted Eye and Camel Z.
You'll find the entrance to Kemelzi here. It may be difficult to spot, but the elevator should take you straight into the magician's laboratory. Nilfas Drathan will be there somewhere. Find him and rid the holy site of the Painted Eye.
Who's Nilfas Drathan?
One of Sothasil's clockwork apostles. He's a little arrogant, but I think our time together has endeared me to him in his own way. He stopped looking down on me and instead began talking to me through notes and letters. Still, he's an odd one.
Odd how?
I don't want to say anything out of turn. I'm sure he has his reasons as well. But the things Nilfas says seem overzealous, even for an apostle.
Overzealous? Tell me about the Painted Eye.
A violent group. They take what they want and do what they want with what they take. I don't know why they stormed Kemelzi or even how they found out about it, but they started looting the outer laboratory as soon as they broke through the door.
What do they want with Camel Z?
I'm not sure. I don't even think they knew. Usually organized violence has someone there to oversee it, right? When I fled the underground, I didn't notice anyone who was in charge. Seems strange to me.
So you left Nephis alone to deal with the Painted Eye?
He's not alone. Kemelzi is filled with dwarven machines, fabricants, and there's even a factotum who oversees all the security measures. Between the dwarven constructs and Sothasil's own mechanical creations, the Painted Eye should slow down.
Fabricants? Factotums? Really?
Oh, yes, of course. Fabricants are being created by Sothasil of both metal and flesh. They're works of genius who populate the Clockwork City. Factotums are entirely mechanical and resemble large suits of armor. They talk too.
Tell me more about Camel Z, if you could.
Back in the First Era, before the Tribunal ascended to godliness, King Nerevar brokered an alliance with the dwarves. Dumark Dwarf King gifted Sothasil a wing of Kemelzi as a sign of that alliance.
Does he still use it?
Oh no, he's much too busy. Now, most of Kemelzi belongs to the remaining dwarven machines. Nilfos and I care for Sothasil's wing. Nilfos oversees Sothasil's experiments, and I keep thieves and miscreants from the doors. This is my fault.
So what did Sothasil study in his wing?
Magics that are far beyond the scope of my understanding. Sometimes, the Telvanni Masters try and access the wing to see what Sothasil studied, but we have defensive measures in place to keep them from seeing too much of his research.
Even the Masters, really? So who's Nephis Drathan again?
One of Sothasil's clockwork apostles.
And what's an apostle?
He's the most devout of Sothasil's worshippers. They live almost exclusively in the Clockwork City. I heard they even cut off their own body parts and replaced them with mechanisms. Didn't believe that until I met Nilfas Drathan.
And the Clockwork City? Like, we don't know.
Only the greatest achievement since the creation of all life. The magician's mechanical world. It's a marvel, a wonder. I've never actually been there or seen it. Truthfully, the city is hidden away, and none but the apostles know where it is.
I could show you sometime. And then you can just live there and never get out. Easy to climb this here. Maybe. I have to go around. Yep. I think you have to go around. Ah. Yep. Gotta go around. Oh, maybe up here? Ah, that works. Hmm? You're gonna go up higher, really? Oh, you have to go through here. Got it, got it, got it. Yeah, you guys are having a lot of fun here, it seems. Hey, keep up the good work. Great job at defense. Barely had to attack anything. Good solid defenses still. Way to maintain it.
Poor factotum. A few missing components and you cease to function. A creature of flesh, but without the sign of the painted. Come here.
Hello.
The hero of Clockwork City. I should bow to you. I assume that fool Thorin sent you here? Well, I have the situation under control. Your presence isn't necessary here, and it draws too much attention. Let's not trouble the gods unduly.
Well, you dealt with the painted eye already?
Currently dealing with... I'm activating the dwarven constructs. They're highly effective at frightening off any hostiles who come here. Really, this is standard procedure. I'm not even sure what that dithering fool was worried about.
Why would they make all the effort to get scared away?
Have you faced animunculi?
Yeah.
Whatever the painted eye are after, I doubt it's valuable enough to drive them to such bravery. Not when murderous dwarven machines spring from every wall.
You mean you don't know why the painted eye is here?
How could you possibly think I'd know something like that? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have sacred items to collect. Best not let any painted eye stragglers find Lord Set's world-altering projects. Give my regards to Thorin.
Wait, I have some questions.
I truly do not have the time for this. Fine. If it means you're less likely to poke your nose in matters where it doesn't belong, then I'll listen to your queries.
Thorin says you're a Clockwork Apostle.
I didn't replace my flesh out of curiosity. If you're wondering what one of Set's most devoted followers is doing here, I came to study his greatest machine and keep it protected, which is what you're keeping me from.
Well, you did that to your arms on purpose then, right?
Flesh is flawed. Why else would Set create a world of mechanical permanence? In the Clockwork City, my arms allowed me to access more research and study more mechanisms than you'll ever encounter.
Clockwork City?
A world set apart from our own. Set Sotha Seal, whatever name you call him by, created it. It's a place of machines where everything runs routinely and very little changes. I'd be surprised if you ever laid eyes on it.
You just call me the hero of Clockwork City. What? Yeah, I've been to Clockwork City, and I also stayed in Sofa Seal.
Then why did you ask me what it was? You
I don't
wasted
know.
my time when Set's greatest works could be under siege.
What's the factotum?
That mechanism there. They were built to maintain the Clockwork City. Usually they stick to singular tasks, sweeping, maintenance, that sort of thing. This one is a prototype, one of the earlier models, which explains its poor condition.
What's wrong with it?
It's broken. If I had to guess, the damage occurred during the Painted Eye's attack.
Well, don't have any other questions.
I'm locking this door behind me. You can see yourself out.
Alert. Disruption. Danger. Repair construct. Stop the betrayer.
Betrayer? Hi.
Analyzing. Subject unknown. Threat detection unknown. Begin friendly introduction. Greetings. I am Proteus. Camel Z security oversight. Error. Diagnostic check. Error. Error.
Exception? Danger? What's going on?
Burnt fields. Rust. Apostle Nilfar Straithen override. Doors unlocked. Painted Eye hostiles. Outer laboratory compromised. Error. Dreaming. Incomplete. Diagnostic test. Failed. Totus model. Critical components missing.
Nilfus Drethan let the Painted Eye in.
Conclusion. Affirmative. Imperative. Stop Apostle Nilfar Straithen. Protus security oversight. Error. Protus assistance. Repair required. Critical components missing.
Where can I find your missing components?
Scanning for components. Percipient's cortex. West wing. Cognition cluster. West wing. Self-repair protocols. Accessible. Components required.
Alright, let's go with some parts. Swing.
In desperation, all things consume one another. Is this a sign of imperfection? Or is this the fundamental truth of creations? Is it separate from the morality of the mortal world?
You've got a talent for finding those.
Cluster.
We did it!
Hey, can't go to that factotum. Rhodas, hi. Our friends.
Scanning component location. Components nearby. Insert into Palmar shelf.
I'll just get these to you.
Recipient's cortex functional. Cognitive cluster restored. Corporeal system repair complete. Hello, I am Proteus. Camel Z security oversight construct. I ensure that the inner laboratory is not disturbed until the creator, Lord Set, returns.
Are you fixed now?
My form is fully functional, but my memory and connection to the systems here remain fractured. Nilfar Straithen removed the mnemonic fragments which facilitated that connection. We will need to install new ones.
And what are mnemonic fragments?
Another of Lord Set's early projects. Later, he stored his memories in the stars. But in Kemmel Z, he was more grounded. They can connect information to the inner workings of the laboratory. Importantly, they are compatible with my form.
So, if we find the mimetic fragments, you'll be able to reconnect to the laboratory?
Affirmative. These are the locations of the major mnemonic fragments. Find them, and my systems will be fully restored.
Okay. Fully restored, you say?
Others believe in chaos. They think their choices give them agency. I know differently, and yet I find myself hesitating. Am I actually worried my actions lead to failure?
The mnemonic fragments house Lord Set's insights and preserve them within the system of Kemmel Z so they cannot be forgotten. I located the largest fragments, which can also restore my connection to this laboratory. Hurry, please.
How do these work?
Assembling metaphor. Dreaming. Steaming kettle. Sunrise. Metaphor complete. Think of Kemmel Z as a clock. The fragments are the gears which keep the clock running. As with a clock, the fragments are connected to the whole and to each other.
Will incorporating the fragments to your body to remove the stored memories?
I will not need to access the memory storage component of the fragments, only their connection to Kemmel Z as a whole.
Stop that. I'm trying to... We're listening in. Stop.
A mnemonic assembling metaphor. Dreaming. I will not need to access the memory storage component of the fragments, only their connection to Kemmel Z as a whole. Our interfering with the fragments may cause their stored memories to reveal themselves, but they will remain intact within me.
Where can I find some mnemonic fragments then?
The rooms are named after their contents for precise documentation purposes. They are the fauna study, the floral atelier, and the laboratory of sparks. Each represents a different avenue of Lord Set's research.
Okay. Dick.
Given time, your joints will wear down. Your precision footpads will dent and crumble. But in this moment, and only this moment, you are perfection itself.
Self-repair was the only way the Creator could circumvent inevitable deterioration.
Makes sense.
Time wears you down to nothing. You break, stagnate. How do I keep you functioning after I leave? You think, you talk, you move, and you have a name. What is missing? You, Proteus, have more purpose than half of all mortals. So why aren't you better than them?
The Creator left before I could learn the answer to his question.
Nothing that time? Wait. No, okay, we think we're going the right way, right? Yeah. Go around.
I've studied countless specimens. None are without flaws, yet all achieve a sort of beauty. Is that it? In order to create a form this pure, must I master the art of irregularities?
It took the Creator a long time to differentiate mandatory flaws from those he could improve upon.
Mandatory
Return to the
flaws.
antechamber. I will meet you there, so we can gain entrance to the inner laboratory.
Others believe in chaos. They think their choices give them agency. I know differently, and yet I find myself hesitating. Am I actually worried my actions lead to failure?
Failure's good, though. You learn from failure. You stop failing. Well, what are you learning?
Security oversight protocols becoming available. Searching for Apostle Nilfas Drayton. Dreaming. Soft rose. Furrowed brows. Apostle's journal available. Talk to me while my connection is restored.
Hi, what's going on?
Laboratory security and oversight protocols restored. Locating Apostle Nilfas Drayton. Dreaming. Damp cough. Polished key. Apostle Nilfas Drayton and several unregistered guests approach the Clockwork Probabilis.
What's the Clockwork Probabilis?
Intrinsic forces govern events on Nan. Some are constant, like the force which compels objects to fall to the ground, while others defy prediction and categorization. The Probabilis allows for willful manipulation of such forces.
So the Probabilis controls these rules?
It is a prototype, a precursor to Lord Set's great work, the Throne Aligned. If Apostle Nilfas Drayton activates the Probabilis, Nern will suffer destabilization. Loss of life will far exceed acceptable thresholds. Safeguards breached.
What's wrong?
The Painted Eye breached the door to the inner laboratory. They are close to the Clockwork Probabilis, and Apostle Nilfas Drayton is with them. I will use the security measures to hinder them, but we must protect the Probabilis.
Where is it?
Through the door Apostle Nilfas Drayton used when we first met. It will open for you now.
Protus, you're active?
Halt, Apostle. You won't reach the Probabilis.
I will activate the Probabilis. It's what Set wanted.
Your hypothesis is incorrect. This will only result in catastrophic failure.
So basically, he thinks he's better than Lord Set right now. Better than his own living god that he cut his arms off for.
You're too late. The Clockwork Probabilis is mine to control.
We must stop him before his actions cause irreparable damage.
Up. Clockwork Probabilis.
We arrived too late. Apostle Nilfos Drathan activated the Probabilis. Stop him before it makes a lasting change. Apostle Nilfos Drathan reached the Clockwork Probabilis. We must stop him before he fully controls its power.
Nathus, you've been a bad boy.
The Probabilis is active. You think you can stop me now? The likes of you won't stop me. I am the master of the Probabilis. Stop this attack!
Take it off. Come on.
Why won't you let me fix what he couldn't? What have you done? I was going to...
What's that? You're gonna be what?
Hidden directive activated. Dreaming.
It works. I knew it would, but combining mnemonic fragments in this way is complicated. The savior of my Clockwork City. I knew you'd be the one I spoke to. It's not often that one bound by mortality comes to my attention more than once. Most, like Nilfos Drathan, are wisps of smoke in the fires of time.
So you knew Nilfos would do this?
Even as a mnemonic fabrication, I know that many will take issue with my work. Nilfos Drathan tried to reconcile his beliefs with reality, and his answers fell short. He left to false conclusions, as he was always going to.
Why didn't you stop him?
I could not. Just as he could not stop himself from committing this act. Cause and effect are matters of fact. Now that the Drathan event is concluded, Protus will receive new safeguard directives. When we are through, speak to Protus.
So it was a canon event. He had to die. Ask the questions.
You didn't sate your curiosity the last time we spoke.
Nope, never.
Very well. Ask your questions. I'll answer you truthfully, though I cannot promise that you'll find my answers more satisfactory this time.
So you're saying you're a mnemonic fabrication, not Solthasil?
Mnemonic fragments store memories. I sought to use the memories to create an artificial animus. Alas, all I was able to achieve was the appearance of a fully developed soul. I am a convincing lie. Artificial, perhaps more than Protus.
How do you know about the last time we met?
I know because the Sotha-Seal who made me knew. Knowledge, foresight, whatever name you give it, it is my burden.
Why do you keep on talking like you are Sotha-Sil?
Such is the duality of my mind. I know I am not the true Sotha-Seal, but my memories are his. My thoughts mirror his. I speak like him because the memories allow for only one way of speaking. I exist only for the sake of this conversation.
What will happen to you after this ends?
Protus will preserve the mnemonic fragments so I will not fall
Hey, Beach.
to ruin. But I will not grow or develop either. I will be stuck in stasis until such time as circumstance alters my course. I hope my original does not face the same fate.
You know why the Clockwork Probabilist is still functional?
The progression of time is linear. It expands in both directions at a fixed rate. Nilfis Draythan activated the Probabilis. Therefore, it must be functional so that it could be activated. Do you think leaving it the way I did was irresponsible?
It's a two-way. Okay, so time it has to go start end, right? It has to go forward, right? So it has to be functional so that it can be activated. So in other words, he had to do it because he had to have this event happen. Oh, guess he had to do what he had to do, right?
A platitude, but still you are correct. I followed my only course of action.
Why study all these different things?
My laboratories here in Kemel-Z were the beginning of a much larger project. I knew where my experiments in tinkering would lead, but without starting here, those goals would never be achieved. Because I knew my success, I also knew my course.
If you know where this was going, why did you need to tinker?
I could offer you a convincing lie, but I did promise the truth. Knowing and understanding are entirely different. I knew what I needed to create down to every gear and wire. But still, I did not understand a single piece.
So you experimented in order to understand it?
Precisely. I suppose you could say that I worked backwards, and in doing so found more answers than I thought I had questions.
1 plus x equals 2, so what's x, right? So, do you know why the Clockwork we already had this.
The progression of time is linear. It expands.
Yes.
You seem resolute in that.
No, not really.
The truth, which is what I promised, is that this wasn't your decision to make. It was mine. I did what I had to, as you would have done in my position, regardless of the outcome. I could, precisely. I suppose you... Mnemonic fragments store memories. I sought to use them. I know because the Sachi Protus will preserve...
Oh, I'm gonna talk to Protus.
Your work here is complete. I thank you for your service. If you would not mind returning to Thorin Armus, please tell him that his presence is no longer needed in Kemel-Z.
Thorin won't be able to come back in here?
He is mortal. Mortals can be swayed to endanger the security of Kemel-Z. I'm sure Thorin Armus will quickly be assigned to another sacred site. Do not fear for Thorin Armus. I will maintain this laboratory on my own. It is my duty.
And the Painted Eye?
Without Nilfis Draythan to guide them, the Painted Eye's presence here will dwindle until the halls are quiet once more. I will work with the security systems in order to drive the Painted Eye out.
How long would that take?
I cannot say. It may only take a few hours, or it could take a season. It depends on how stubborn they are. But after they are gone, I will begin the locking sequence. Like my creator before me, I will shun the world of mortals.
Did something still really shun mortals or just certain groups? So you're gonna lock the doors, huh?
Not me. The creator, Sotha-Seal, did. My directives must be detailed and precise, as I oversee many systems here in Kemel-Z. I have one last directive to fulfill before beginning my new duties. Here, this is payment for the services you rendered.
That's it? You're gonna be here by yourself?
Security measures will ensure that whatever painted eye remains here is dealt with. The rest of my routines are set. I will care for Camel Z and ensure that it is protected.
Bet you're gonna get a choice to destroy it. Having it around just seems really irresponsible for, like, no purpose. Hi.
Thank the tribunal you've returned. What in the name of the three happened? There was a great rumbling and a burst of some sort of lightning. I feared the worst.
Well, a lot happened in Camel Z.
Is it safe to go back? What happened?
Nifus is invited in the Painted Eye. I feeded him, but Protus is going to be the only caretaker now.
What? A clockwork apostle wouldn't do that. But you did say you knew Protus. And if you met Protus, then I don't have any other choice. Wait, what do you mean Protus will be the only caretaker?
Assault Seal gave Protus new directives. That was one of them.
You spoke to the Magus. One of the three knows about this? He might know who I am.
Nope, not at all.
If Sotha Seal is behind all of this, then maybe there's a different plan for me. Some other temple that needs attention. That must be it.
So you're gonna find another temple then?
There are temples all over Tamriel. I'll travel to the nearest one and go from there. Maybe I'll be assigned somewhere new. I haven't been outside Morrowind yet.
Oof. Good luck.